So it's just me down here. It's 12:26 at night, and I'm ready to talk tools because this is the only time cold enough during the summertime to come down into one's shop and talk tools, because during the day it is 90 degrees. And even now, at night, it's still quite warm. I'm starting to sweat above my brow. Even the sign is sweating behind me because you can see it shimmering. That's sweat, guys. You think it's like a glossy coating? No. Today we're going to talk about dust busters, because what is more manly than the dust buster? There is not a single tool on earth manlier than a dust buster, and I have 3 prime examples of dust busting appliances right here. First, we have the Hart. It's the Hart Dust Buster 20-volt power tool battery platform. Hart is sold at Walmart. I'm gonna tell you what, I was just curious. I don't know what these tools are all about. I really don't, but I'm curious about them, so I'm gonna try a few of them out. I have the Dust Buster here. I have a light over here, and we're gonna test both of these tools and more of the Hart line just to see how good they are. We're gonna put them, I'm gonna presume they're somewhere between Skill and Ryobi. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. Secondly, we have the Ryobi itself, the greatest tool brand to ever live. I know this bad boy does a pretty good job because I've been using it in my car, and my car is one of the most disgusting places on the planet Earth. And third, I have a no-name brand. Here, let's look closely. There are no names on this because nobody wants to take credit for this device. And why would they? We'll see in a minute. I'm gonna call this Amazon purchase number 47, and we'll go with that. So let's break them down real quick and let's test them out. It's time to test these bad boys out the way they're meant to be tested, in the most rigorous environment on earth, my vehicle's floorboard. Now, look at the Ryobi vacuum. I sit it on top of my refrigerator. Here's the Hart vacuum. It does that with the battery on, too. The next test we're gonna do is gonna be a suction test. Basically, what I've devised is I have a little clear tote, and I'm gonna put items inside the tote and try to get these things to attach and pick them up. Okay, so we've seen the power of these devices. Now let's see which one has the best endurance. All right, so looking at our three vacuums here, the question is, which one is the best vacuum of the three? So all of them have different traits, and actually I have a couple different picks based on different kinds of people. I think we can all agree that this thing is the worst ever. So it's just very bad. The quality is bad because, you know, button sticking, that's why I say that. It is the lightest, it is the smallest, it runs the longest because it's the weakest. So because it doesn't do a very good job, it can do that awful job for longer. So we have Ryobi and we have Hart. So let's first take and talk about Ryobi real quick. Ryobi is the biggest and the heaviest, but also the most powerful. So since it's the most powerful, I really like that. I'm 6'3", 220 pounds, so I can lift up this big boy and use it, and it doesn't bother me too much. I use it to vacuum out my car. I use it in my house to vacuum up little messes. I got 4 children, so this thing sees some usage. But for somebody that's smaller, that might not be as good. So if it were my wife or just a smaller person in general, I may say that this is too heavy. If you use a larger amp hour battery from Ryobi, it gets even more cumbersome and heavy. So basically, if you're me, this is the one for you / me. Now let's talk about the Hart. The Hart is slightly smaller than the Ryobi. It weighs less. It is still powerful, but not quite as powerful, but much better than the one which is... There we go. So it's better than that one. It has the attachment built in, which I think is really, really nice. Unless it breaks, and it's awful, but it seems like it's relatively good quality compared with the other one. Similar quality to Ryobi. So it's nice to have the more compact version. So if we're talking about someone who's going to have to use this thing vacuuming out their car and they're not a huge dude, I think this is the perfect one. So actually, I think in general, this is probably going to be better than your Ryobi for most usages. So if you're going to use it in your house, you're going to use it in your car, for most people, I think this is the one. I think the Hart is the best choice. You can get a 2 amp hour battery to go with it. I don't know what other sizes they have. That might be as high as they go at the current point, but their batteries look pretty compact. And you can do the same thing for Ryobi. You can use one of their 2 amp hour batteries as well. They're relatively small, but when you get up to the 3 amp hour and 4s, they get a little bit bigger. So I think our winner in general is Hart, although I prefer the Ryobi for the power. The Hart is just the best of all worlds involved. It was only $29.99. The Ryobi here, this one's actually a reconditioned I got at Direct Tools. It was cheaper, but the newer version of this is much more expensive. That's why I'm going to stick with this one for right now. Hope you enjoyed the show, guys. Go out and buy you some tools. We'll be back for more next time with, I don't know what, maybe a thermal imager, maybe something, I don't know. Check it out. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if you don't mind, if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next one. So which one of these things is the best? Well, I'm going to give you an answer of 2 different vacuums. I can tell you which one's the worst.